Welcome to the Wealthy Author Summit. I'm your host, Mark Bird, the podcast and virtual summit launch coach, bringing you expert sessions from top authors where we teach you how to write, publish, and launch profitable books that take your brand to the next level. Now, in the author journey, you're going to have some good days and some bad days. The good days are really great. The bad days, not so much. But that doesn't mean we should let a bad day anchor us for the rest of the day and affect us going into tomorrow, going into the next week. So that's why in this session, we're going to talk about along that author journey, how do we take some of the bad days where maybe we don't get as many sales, maybe we don't hit our writing goal. How do we take one of those bad days and flip it into a good day? That's what we're going to talk about in this session. The expert who joins us, she is a 4-time #1 international bestselling author. She's a healer, psychic, and spiritual guide who became a writer in order to share the ancient wisdom and magic of her Romani ancestry that she uses every day to make a difference in the lives of others. She wrote Gypsy Energy Secrets and Dark Chocolate for the Soul with the hope that her valuable knowledge could be spread to readers who she couldn't personally reach. So our expert who joins us for this session of the Wealthy Author Summit is none other than Milana Pirpiocchini. Milana, such a pleasure.
Perfect.
I got it?
Yes, perfect.
Wow.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we definitely practiced that during the interview. I mean, I do appreciate you for the patience with that whole process. I do appreciate you for coming on to share with us how we flip a bad day into a good day. And I feel like so many people can relate to this, whether it's something you use on your author journey or somewhere else. This is such a great skill to have. So I'm wondering if you could first give us some backstory into why you got into books and what it's allowed you to do.
Well, the most important thing to know is that bad things happen to good people. We all know that sometimes we are doing the best we can, and still the result or the outcome is terrible. And I went from being homeless, depressed, sick, completely unsuccessful to happy, I would even say blissfully happy, successful, very healthy, vibrant, knowing my purpose in life. So I know that everyone can turn their whole life around and definitely a bad day around. And this happens during your writing journey, during your publishing journey, because what you do as a writer is part of your whole life. You can't separate, you can't put in a box, here I am a writer, and here I am not. You simply can't. Who you are as a person comes through you, through your words, into the pages of your books. And so when I struggled with my life and was able to overcome every single struggle, I wanted to share that journey with others so that when someone is sick, lonely, unsuccessful, doesn't have any hope, doesn't have any support, can pick up my book, read it, and see, and have an aha moment. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that there are tools available to turn a bad day into a good day, a bad month into a good month, a bad life into a good life, a bad career into a good career. There are tools, but not many people know that. And knowledge empowers you. And so that's what I'm trying to share with my readers through my books.
And I love that breakdown because you really get to see the impact you have with your books. I mean, at the Wealthy Author Summit, we share with you how to make money with your books, how to use all these different cool strategies, but you think about the impact you have with your book. That's what Milana is able to do with her books. It's what a lot of authors have been able to do. And I would like to dive more into the message you have on turning that bad day into a good day, being that beacon of hope for people who may feel a little lost or may feel like they're struggling in the author journey. So can you share with us some of the things you do to flip a bad day into a good day?
So there are many issues that can come up when you're writing the book. Let's separate writing and then publishing. So let's say you're writing a book and you're stuck. Nothing is coming up. You know that you need a certain chapter to be completed, or you have a deadline. You have a deadline from your publisher, or your own deadline. If you're self-publishing, you know that by this time you would like to have your book published, and something happens, you can't write anymore. So first of all, don't be hard on yourself. Don't say, oh, I know I'm supposed to, I have to. That never works with creative process. What works with creative process is connecting to the spiritual creativity grid. So all of us can tap into that creative spiritual grid. How do we do that? We go back to the basics. How do we know where creativity comes from? Do you know where creativity comes from?
The mind.
The mind? What about the heart?
That's true too.
If you are only focused on your mind can produce only so much until you have either mind fatigue or thoughts just don't come up. Your mind is a very limited space. Your heart, on the other hand, is unlimited. So once you tried everything in your mind, it's not working, go to your heart, open your heart. Whatever works for you to open your heart is the trick. So let's say a walk in nature. That always works for me. If I feel stuck, I go outside into the wilderness. I go and I look at trees, clouds. I search for animals. I look for birds. I look for something unusual. I pick up a rock. This has nothing to do with mind. This has nothing to do with thoughts. This is connecting your heart with that which is bigger than yourself. For me, it's nature. For you, it might be something else. For you, it might be your religious practice. It might be an art gallery. It might be amazing music. You know that which opens your heart and gets you into that space where time stops. Think about it. And then, not thoughts, feel about it. And that always creates something magical. You don't know what's coming up next because you're not thinking your way out. You're feeling your way out. And that's how you connect to your creativity, by connecting to something that is bigger than yourself. And then when you're done listening to that amazing music, or you come home from that nature trip, you just sit in silence and you send something that was created in your heart during that walk or during that time you listen to the music, and you send it out into the world. What is your intention? Do you want to create something that is of service to other people? Definitely do not think during that time about yourself. This is not how the spiritual world works. First, you fill yourself with that which inspires you. Then you send the feeling out into the world. I would like to make the world a better place. I would like to help someone who is in need. I would like to inspire someone. And so once you're sending that, there is no other way than to receive it back. That's how the spirituality works. What you give is what you receive. So you filled your soul with amazing feeling of connected to all. This feeling that time is of no essence. You're not in a rush. There are no deadlines. Then you send your intention of service to others. And then something magical happens. You don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But things begin to get back to you. The creativity channel opens as if by magic. You don't know how, I don't know how, we don't need to know, but it just works. So have that tip, try it, and then probably let me go. The amazing things that will start happening to you, not just in writing, but other things, because it works in life. Again, you can't separate, here I am a writer, here I am a person. When you connect to that creativity spiritual grid, everything gets enhanced. Your writing gets enhanced and your personal life gets enhanced. Everything benefits.
And Milana brings up a lot of really great points. The key thing being, when you feel like you're having a bad day, whether it's you are stuck at a point in your book, or you just wish the sales were coming in. I feel like the way you make that worse is you focus on it. There are moments when you do have to just step away, connect with nature, connect with the thing or the person who you want to be connecting with. And then that's going to give you new energy to go back into your work. And this is something where if you do it once, it's going to help for a little bit, but it is something that you have to keep on doing. So how do you suggest we turn this into some type of habit versus it being like a one-off because we're inspired from the Wealthy Author Summit? We want to implement this stuff. So how do we really turn this into something that affects us in the long term?
So we know from scientific research that a habit is formed by repeating the same thing for 21 days. That's how much time you need to form a habit, and it has to be every day. So if you skip a day, start again and do it for 21 days. So it's up to you to create reminders. And everyone's mind and life is different. So some people are really happy with their smartphone reminders. Just create an app or get an app or create a reminder. It doesn't matter. You know how your life works with the reminders. You need a reminder. If it's a calendar, paper calendar, fine. If it's a post-it note on your mirror when you wake up in the morning, fine. If it's something you put on your desk, it doesn't matter. Create reminders that you know work for you. You are able to go to appointments. You are able to do work. You know how to remind yourself of important things. So put that as a priority. Don't put it on a back burner thinking, oh, there are more important things to me in life than this new habit. No, put it as a priority, as if it's the most important thing in your life. And later you will appreciate that maybe it is, because your whole life will change. Once you create that habit of connecting to something bigger than yourself, it can be anything you desire. It can be meditation, it can be yoga, it can be just several minutes in silence without thinking, oh, I don't know how to meditate. It doesn't matter. Do what works for you. It can be jumping up and down. It really depends on your personality. But that thing that is your personal connection to something bigger than yourself, if you do it consistently every day, will bring you results. Don't skip it. You can skip breakfast, but you can't skip that connection. Do it first thing in the morning, because once you are connected, you will notice that your whole day turns out you will behave differently. Your posture will be different, because that connection gives you empowerment. It gives you that feeling of, I am going to create something wonderful. And during the times when, let's say, you already published your book and there are no sales, do not go back to the thought process. There are no sales, how do I fix it? Go back to the connection. Why did I write the book? What was my intention? Go back to that feeling of service to others. Go back to that, what do I have to give? And that will go very, very, very smoothly over several days when you have no sales. And they will pick up, because if you created something with good intention, with service to others in mind, things will get back better.
And I do like when you don't feel like you're getting enough sales, think back to why you wrote the book, think back to why you became an author, really dig deep into your core, because that's going to help you get through some of the challenging times. Now, we have approached this as, if you have a bad day in the author journey, this is how you can flip it. But there are other scenarios where you have a great day. Maybe you write 3,000 words when your goal for the day was just 1,000. And the only thing, though, is maybe you forget to respond to an email, or you forget one small thing, and that kind of derails it. So I think just as it's important to avoid bad days, it's also important to continue the momentum of a good day. So with that in mind, how do we continue that momentum and not let some of the small things that we don't do get in the way of the fact that we have big accomplishments during the good days in our author journey?
Reward yourself. Always reward yourself. as an author, you are doing a very, very, very difficult job. You're putting your thoughts on a piece of paper, on your laptop. You're creating something of value for others. You're going to change somebody's life. That is a big task, huge. So be proud of things that you do and definitely reward. And again, it has to be custom made, it has to be personal. For me, it might be a small piece of dark chocolate. That's what feels to me like a reward. So when I accomplished a lot, I know that well, 3,000 words, it doesn't matter, maybe 300 words. My goal was accomplished during the day. I get a small piece of dark chocolate and I reward and I savor every piece of it. I put it in the mouth and I eat it mindfully, knowing this is my reward. This is something that makes me feel good after a hard day of work. So for you, it might be a long shower. For you, it might be watching a good movie. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you balance hard work with something that is very rewarding and is personally yours, and that you can enjoy every single moment. Because then you will be looking forward to the hard day of work. At the end, there will be something that is so amazing to you that makes your day even better. You'll have the gratification from a job well done, and you'll have the gratification from something that makes you feel really good. So balance those two things.
And I love that right out of the gate, reward yourself, because that is something we don't do enough. We look more at the things we haven't done than the things that we actually have done. So Milana brings up that phenomenal point of rewarding yourself, because when you do that, it's like, hey, I'm doing good. And then that builds confidence. That building confidence builds momentum. And then you just get the snowball effect of more results and more success and more good days in the author journey. Milana's written a few books herself. We will have links, but is there any other place you want us to go to find out more about your work and follow you along your journey?
I have a website where I created healing bracelets, audio training, video training, essential oils. I have many products that enhance your life. And again, going back to, you're not an author in this box and a person in this box. Your whole life matters. So if you wake up in the morning with a smile, it doesn't matter if you're an author or you're not an author. You wake up knowing that there's a day ahead of you that will be filled with adventures, with happiness, with service to others. And you might be thinking, well, how in the world do I get that day? There are products that enhance that. We didn't come into this world by ourselves. Know that you're never alone. Whatever you might be struggling with, writing your book, with publishing your book, with getting the sales, you're not alone. Somebody has already done it, and done it well, and has tools to help you. And not only people, but the nature around us. That's why what I offer comes from nature. There are plants, believe it or not. If you haven't heard about it before, you will be like, what? If you know what I'm talking about, you'll say, yeah, I know for sure. Maybe you'll be somewhere in between. There are plants, legal, amazing, growing on our planet that enhance creativity, that enhance abundance, that enhance happiness, that enhance well-being. There are plants available to us. And if as a writer, as an author, you're not using them, you're denying yourself a very big pool of tools. So I offer everything on my website. If you want to know, I don't know if the link will be posted, it doesn't matter, but it's called gypsyenergysecrets.com. And know that you can always contact me. I love getting emails. I get emails every day. I get emails from my clients, from my readers, from strangers. And I always have the same email. It says, thank you, you saved my life. something about my book, something about my work is so profound that it affects somebody's life. And I don't take all of the benefits from my own personal story. My books and my knowledge comes from ancient, generations after generations of healers. So I can't say, I'm so smart, I am amazing, look at what I wrote. And keep in mind the same for your role, for your writing, for your work. You will never be starting from ground zero. There are so many people who wrote about what you write before you. If you think that you will be writing something that no one ever heard in the world, be a little bit more humble, because there are so many amazing writers, authors, healers, amazing people from all kinds of fields who were before us. And so take advantage of enormous knowledge that is luckily available to all of us right now. In the past, you had to spend 10 years in a monastery to get access to that knowledge, maybe even 20 years. But right now, you can go to a library and check out a book. You don't even have to buy it. There's so much. You can type what you are searching for on your browser and find it. You don't have to buy anything. This is not about spending money. This is about understanding that there is knowledge and information available to you, and being humble enough to say, maybe there is something I don't know. Maybe there is someone who wrote about what I'm interested in, what I'm writing about. Maybe it's already available. Maybe I should seek it out. Maybe I should seek help. Maybe I should seek a mentor. You did not come here alone. You did not come here to struggle, and then when you're stuck, to just sit and figure out by yourself. There's so much available to you. And if it's so much available for free, I do so much for free every day. It's ridiculous. But it makes me feel very good. I feel very good inside because I give back. When I was starting, somebody gave something to me for free. Somebody gave me a hand. Somebody gave me an advice. Somebody helped me. And so now that I'm successful, I am in a position to give back. And promise to me, when you are successful, you will be in a position to give back. Please give back. Because that's the full circle. That's how our spiritual world operates. First, you receive, then you give back.
Milana, that is a very beautiful message. We'll have a bunch of links and resources if you guys want to follow Milana, get more of her books, just keep following her and her work. But I mean, it was such a pleasure to have you on the Wealthy Author Summit. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much.